Men under 24 returning to homophobic views of the past generations. Study suggests.
Yeah, just looking at the link, it's a fucking Pink News article. They're not worth being taken fucking seriously based off some of the other shit they put out. Jesus Christ.
It's hilarious to me. But, you know, we've all dealt with propaganda in our time, but this one I actually believe. Especially given the stats here. And it actually kind of makes sense. Men born in the 2000s are far more likely to hold conservative views on LGBTQ plus rights compared to the previous generations, and women of the same age, a study has suggested.
Okay, but they're lumping the LGB with the TQ plus.
Even though,
There's a staunch difference.
like there's basically an internal civil war going on there that we
Right. No, literally.
that we literally have to listen to whenever we go into certain spaces. And my God, I will not stay in a space if Vanessa shows up.
Oh, me neither.
It's like, oh my God, the amount of narcissism there. How the how? Anyways,
I think they're lumping in. I mean, okay, I've just kind of skimmed through the first couple of paragraphs, but I feel like they're lumping in support for gay marriage with this. I don't think they're making a very great distinction between gay marriage support and trans quote unquote rights.
yeah, I believe that the two are actually separate.
They are. It's a completely separate fucking issue, especially because trans rights go into like, oh, you need to let children fucking castrate themselves. We're not even just. Or even within the trans rights movement, there needs to be a distinction between are we talking about minors or are we talking about adults? Because I don't really give a fuck what adults do with their informed consent. If you're fucking old enough to drink, fuck it, you're old enough to do whatever the fuck else. It's not my business. But
I mean, it's like
once we
you're
start
old enough to
lumping in
drink. I mean,
minors,
if you want to chop off your dick and ruin your life, that's your decision. And who knows? It might actually
right.
do the opposite of ruining your life.
But once we start lumping in minors, that's when this shit starts getting really iffy because what the fuck do you mean a minor could have a permanent surgery before they're even allowed to fucking get not just their license, a fucking driving permit, like in my case.
It was designed to create permanent patients, in my opinion.
I agree with that honestly because yeah,
And
like
you have lived a lot of this.
yeah, I have. So
Oh, you should totally message Chloe, by the way.
I know I'm lagging.
Anyways, polling from Pew Research Center has found that men aged 24 and under are far more likely to oppose same sex marriage and even homosexuality generally than those born between the 1980s and 1990s. Men are also far less likely to support LGBTQ plus rights than women. In fact, women are consistently more likely to be LGBTQ allies than men across all age ranges. Cue that former
Well,
manager of mine has a swastika on her ankle, yet now she's married to a woman.
yikes. Well, I feel like women in general have more of a tendency to just want to be agreeable to whatever's around them or most popular in the moment.
Very elastic beliefs, depending upon who they're around.
For the most part. I'm not saying all women, but a lot of them tend to
A
be
lot of
like
them.
that.
And it's just like, who is the biggest influence on your life at that particular moment? Oh, is the cat being a butt?
Yeah, she is. She wants to climb my shoulder.
She wants to climb the shoulder cat.
Yeah.
The 2024 study highlighted in a report from the American Institute for Boys and Men. Is that pronounced IBM? in December found that 71% of men born in the 2000s believe same-sex marriage should be legal. Comparatively, 77% of men born in the 1990s and 73% born in the 1980s support same-sex marriage. So that is a 4% decrease. And they're acting like it's a giant pendulum switch. Flip. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
And you got the graphs here. 65% of the 2000s men believe homosexuality should be accepted in society, over 7% less than those born in the 1990s, and 3% less than 1980s men. Women aged 24 and under, meanwhile, are far more likely to support LGBTQ rights, with 83% supporting same-sex marriage and 82% supporting homosexuality and I feel like that number's a little low. 82, I feel like that number needs to be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I've never met
honestly.
a woman under the age of 40 who was disgusted with homosexuality.
Me either, but
Correction, I've met one.
It could have to do with how, like, I've grown up, and especially I live in California. We're a little extra, like, we're chill on that issue. You know, it's a fucking non-issue to, like, most of us, especially over those of us that live in this state and are not, like, absolutely geriatric, like, on our deathbeds, like, from a whole nother different fucking generation. We got bigger shit on our plates to fucking worry about.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom running for president. And Swalwell trying to take his place.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How's Fang Fang? And if you don't understand that reference, you're not going to make it. You're not. You're just not.
I remember the gist of that whole drama.
I'm talking to the audience. If you don't understand, you're not going to make it. Anyways.
Don't look.
Trans rights were by far the most contentious subject among young people. 60% of 2000s women said they believe trans people should be accepted into society, while 44% of men answered similarly. A gender gap of 16%. And that number keeps going down on the daily, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we see how many women every day, new women, new detransitioners, popping up like fucking rabbits. Yeah, this is going to be incredibly important the next election.
I mean, it's been kind of a contentious issue for a while. I remember it was still pretty contentious even when I was transitioning initially. But ever since so many of us detransitioners have come out and been vocal, and especially if you look at the numbers on even the detrans subreddit, where everybody's anonymous, that's damning enough.
Oh boy. I'm just waiting for that subreddit to get banned because you know how Redditors can be.
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised it's even still up, honestly.
Support for same-sex marriage saw a 2000s gender gap of 12%. Support for homosexuality had a 17%, and abortion rights a 10%. Well, Washington University professor of practice Ryan Burge argued that the survey results prove that young men are increasingly influenced by social issue messaging, particularly from right-wing religious groups. Now, this part I think is bullshit. Yeah, does it play a factor? A small factor. But I do not think this is the main reason why. As their lives stabilize, they settle into careers, and they begin to marry and start families, we'll begin to see a much clearer sense of whether religion is actually taking hold. A shift is coming, and these next few years will be decisive. Well, this girl out here, So I'm of the opinion that the whole reason why this gap is forming more amongst the men is because of how media has been playing things. It's
I can see that.
you see a lot of men that like to play video games, they like to do like consume a lot of media things, and suddenly Warhammer 40k has female custodies when they've been exclusively all male for a specific reason of the emperor did not make any females for a particular reason. Yet, was it the cat?
Sorry, I can hear my. Yeah, that is my cat growling at me from my own lap.
Why cat?
My cat's geriatric and kind of mentally ill, but I still love her. Sorry about that.
All cats are
I
mentally
want
ill.
to put that out.
That's the default state of cat.
Yeah.
But we see these things in order to appeal to a certain audience that doesn't really consume the product in the first place. You see them being inserted in a way that doesn't really make sense. I mean, it makes sense in the world of Cyberpunk 2077 for every third character to be gay, trans, or whatever. Nobody complained about the trans mechanic in Cyberpunk. Nobody.
Right.
But
it worked
you
out
have
because it was its own original like franchise. It wasn't being stuffed into something to where it just felt unnatural and inorganic.
but you have characters in Marvel who are suddenly being turned gay. Gwen Stacy, now a lesbian icon. Why? Why can't we just make a new Spider-Man? I mean, they literally did that with Miles Morales. Why can't we have another Spider-Girl that is just so happens to be a lesbian? Why do we have to change the one? And you see them doing this with a whole bunch of different things. Like, nobody complained about the gay relationships in Mass Effect, other than if they didn't like seeing that in the first place.
Right.
No one complained about that, but you see it just being inserted in ways that don't make any sense. And it just feels alien to just toss it in for no fucking reason at all. Like, I can't remember which game it was. It was one I didn't play. I think it was Baldur's Gate. A bunch of guys just sitting around dinner table, and then suddenly one of the chicks gets up. I'm non-binary. Last of Us. It was insinuated that the main female lead, Ellie, was a lesbian. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Because the story was wrote incredibly well. Last of Us Part 2. They basically turned... They killed the main lead that everyone loved. And they did it in a way that was just absolutely humiliating. It was like a humiliation ritual. And the whole plot was around a lesbian, Ellie, trying to start a family with her lesbian lover. And they did that in a whole incredibly cringy manner that nobody really liked because it was not believable. Meanwhile, the other female lead is jacked and sauced to the fucking gills. How the fuck do you have Diana Ball in the apocalypse? I don't know. But literally, the character model, you could barely... The only reason why you knew it was a chick was because they told you. It made no sense. It was a humiliation ritual for men to kill off the main character, Joel, and have this weird girl boss that was incredibly unlikable that obviously looked like a steroid fiend. Just like... We're supposed to admire this fucking sauce fiend. We're supposed to look at that as somebody that is worth watching their story when they just brutally murder the guy that everyone loved in the first game.
Yeah, that's...
We're supposed to follow through with you suddenly randomly transing one of everyone's favorite Transformers RC, they did, like, one of the IDW, I think it was IDW, made RC transgender, which made no fucking sense. RC's always been a chick. A straight up chick. I mean, you could make a new Transformer rather than changing the shit from before.
Right, and subtly, like, hint at the backstory in, like, a subtle way without, like, making it too obvious. But, like, those that are in the know will recognize it and fucking adore that.
Yeah, but...
More than having it force-fed fucking down.
And Raj Al Ghul's grandchild being a transgender caricature, sitting there having conversations with Talia. Yes, I'm fighting Nazis. And then being a literal groomer.
Are we talking about the new fucking,
DC character?
yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Hold on, I gotta move this fucking cat. She just will not stop licking herself in my lap, and her breath is, like, stinking, and I can't do it anymore.
The noise the cat made.
The fact that it's picking up is insane.
But it's like, oh my god, that cat. Speak.
Hmm?
Okay, just making sure all the audio is connected. I need a third monitor. Just for the OBS dock.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, I need a second monitor.
Like, I have the one monitor downstairs, but, you know, I'm pretty sure it's a simple fix to fix the damn thing. But, yeah.
Oof.
But it's like, it's being inserted in a way that just not only does not feel organic, it just feels shoveled in just because, like, somebody's not going to get their, the shareholders are going to bitch otherwise. And guess who the mass majority of the shareholders are?
It's like they need to meet a quota.
The shareholders are usually BlackRock.
Sorry.
And it literally fucking killed... I'm thoroughly convinced that this is half of what killed Ubisoft. Just inserting it at random. I mean, you look at games like Dustborn, they didn't sell. You look at the backlash Games Workshop is about to face over the female custodies. Yeah. A lot of people are wanting to just completely not deal with Games Workshop over that shit anymore just because of that.
Fair enough, honestly.
It's like you're bastardizing that which came before to insert what is there now. It's like, no, create something new. It's fucking dumb. That's why we see this. Men enjoy tradition. If new things show up and we like it, okay, fine. But to insult tradition, you are asking for rebellion. It is as though...
As someone who's not a man, just, like, kind of autistic, yeah, I don't like change to what has been pre-existing and has succeeded before. No. I'd much rather something completely new be introduced organically than all the shit that I've enjoyed before just be, like, fucked up. I don't like change. Autism.
For me, it depends on the change. But...
That's fair.
We see this and it's just... It's so tiring. Please stop doing the thing. Please.
And it's like they've done this time after time and they always keep getting backlash and they're getting the exact same criticisms that they've been getting for years. Why are they not getting the fucking hint?
Like, one of the new Spider-Mans was literally a trans quadriplegic that fought while on, like, the little stilt thingies. You didn't hear much
What the
about that
fuck?
character for a
No, I
reason. They didn't
don't.
sell for shit. The comics did not sell for shit.
It
Superman's
only
gay
stuck to
son didn't sell
comics.
for shit.
It didn't like go to like any games or like film.
Nope. There's a few issues, and I don't think they're even supporting that character anymore. I think they're trying to memory hole it. Superman's gay son. I mean, like, I'm perfectly okay with this because it's not Superman, it's his gay son.
Right.
Didn't sell well because, at that point in time, it was looked at as just you're doing this just because you want to signal something. There's nothing special about this character other than you made them as gay as possible just because you wanted to signal to the gays. It's fucking ridiculous. And you look at how gays are made in media overseas. Not, I can't think of a single annoying gay character from any Japanese JRPG. I can't.